Welcome to the channel, guys. We are back again, and today I'm going to be talking about my top 5 best soda pop fragrances, so stay tuned for that. And if you like fragrance reviews, cologne comparisons, top picks list, and first impressions, hit that subscribe button for more great content. So personally, I really enjoy fragrances that have a little bit of a soda pop vibe, especially really enjoy the smell of Coca-Cola. I'm not entirely sure why. Maybe it's because I love Coke, but it is a note that I really enjoy, and there are a few really, really good fragrances. I actually have 7 fragrances. I have 5 in the top picks, and then I have 2 honorable mentions. So I'm going to talk about those first. The first honorable mention is an honorable mention partly because it's discontinued, and secondly because personally I don't like this fragrance very much, and that is Boys by Kilian. Now, I know a lot of people like it, and this is kind of why I wanted to mention it, because for a lot of people what they get is this really good soda cola, kind of flat cola vibe that lasts a really, really long time with a little bit of a woodiness. But that has not been my experience with the fragrance. I have tried it out a couple of times, and while I do get a really nice sort of soda pop feel or cola feel on first spray, within 5 or 10 minutes, essentially what I get is... So I have a drawer that's filled with decants, and if I open it, it just smells like a bajillion different perfumes at once, and it has this really generic, kind of unpleasant smell, to be honest with you, because it's just everything at once, and it smells like just every perfume at once, right? And it's actually not very appealing. This is kind of the feeling I get with Boys. I get this extremely generic feel, and that just smells like a really annoying perfumey smell. And unfortunately for me, I never got to experience long-lasting cola vibes. If I did, that would probably be on the top of the list. But it does, if you get good vibes from it, if you get a good smell from it, it lasts forever, well over 12 hours on my skin. And that was frustrating because even scrubbing, even showering didn't get rid of it, and it was a horrible smell. That was my experience. The next one is on this list partially because it's not super cola-y, but it has a slight cola-y vibe, and that is Pure Excess by Paco Rabanne. This is a very sweet fragrance, sometimes borders a little bit on being cloying or a little too sweet, I find. It is a Paco Rabanne fragrance, so a lot of them are very, very sweet. The thing is that it does have a little bit of something that reminisces me a little bit about cola, but I wouldn't say it's as strong a vibe as the soda I get in a lot of these other fragrances. So Paco Rabanne, I think it is a fairly inexpensive one, so if you do like that sort of really sweet, I think it's kind of like vanilla-y and has a little hint of kind of a cola vibe, this might be your thing, and it does, I think you can get it on discounters for a really good price. So like I said, worth sampling if you like that kind of fragrance. Now, into the top 5, these ones are actually really, really good, ones that I personally enjoy wearing. The first one doesn't smell like cola at all, but it does have a soda pop smell, and that is Ramune from Gents. It smells like Ramune, which is a Japanese pop. And it's a Japanese pop that I'm pretty sure they start drinking around spring, but really, really nice. It has this sort of fizzy, not cola, but a fizzy vibe, along with this sort of really nice sweet bubblegum vibe, and it also has a really, really nice lemon note in it, among some other citruses, but the lemon is definitely the most prominent, giving it a little bit of a lemonade feel. But along with that lemonade feel is definitely this sensation of it being soda. So it is a really nice fragrance. Performance is okay. I'd put it around 4 to 6 hours. It's not super expensive though, so if you do like that, if you like Ramune, whatever, excellent fragrance. The next one could easily be higher on the list because it is one of the ones that I feel is really sort of a quote-unquote actual fragrance. So it has a soda pop vibe to it, but it has a lot more depth and character. So it's something that personally I would say is a great signature scent for fall and winter, and that's Roja Parfum's Enigma or Creation E. I have the Perfume Cologne. Now, one thing that's really nice about this fragrance is that I think as it's matured a little bit in the bottle, the soda lasts a lot longer. So it does have this nice Coca-Cola vibe with a little bit of booziness. Although personally for me, I don't get an overpowering booziness. This is not particularly a really boozy fragrance. But that soda pop vibe is very prominent in the opening. As this one dries down, or even, early into the opening, the tobacco is definitely there. You get a very nice, dry, masculine tobacco, if you want to think about it that way. And as this one dries down, it gets a lot sweeter, more resinous, and of course it still has that tobacco. Something about it, I don't know what it is, gives me a little bit of a cocoa vibe in the dry down with the tobacco. So it has this very nice, all-around great smell. Now, the next one is a great one for smelling like cola, and that is Cola by Outreamer. So again, if you love the note of cola, this one is amazing. Now, this one doesn't strictly smell just like cola. And actually, before I get into that, a great thing about this one, it's $20. It's $20, 50 milliliters. So absolutely worth a try if you do like cola. But as I said, when this one opens up, absolutely beautiful. Smells like Coca-Cola gummies to me. So it doesn't smell straight up like Coke the drink. I get that Coca-Cola gummy feel a lot because there is, I think, an added sweetness in vanilla that makes it a little bit thicker and more like an actual gummy. And I don't know about you, but when I was younger, I used to walk up to 7-Eleven all the time, and my favorite candy was those 25-cent Coca-Cola gummies that you could buy. And this one brings back memories. Now, as I said, it's not strictly cola. I do find that as this one starts to dry down, it definitely becomes a little bit more of a fresh spicy. And it does have clove, which to me is quite prominent in the dry down. So it is definitely its own thing, its own fragrance. It isn't just straight cola. But it does have one of the best cola openings. And there is a little bit of that fizziness and that cola vibe into the dry down. But again, it mostly becomes this sort of fresh, spicy fragrance. But the other thing to note, performance is not fantastic. I think it's, maybe around that 4-hour mark. But again, it's a $20 fragrance. I really do not mind spraying this. If I'm going to be out for a long time and I'm going to spray this 2 or 3 times, it's not a big deal for me, right? And it isn't a beast mode projector, so especially if you're going to be outside, you might want to spray a little bit more. But all in all, fantastic cola fragrance. Now the next one is also another fragrance which is probably, it is a full, robust fragrance. It's a much loved fragrance. Some people might be surprised because I think I'm one of the only people that sort of describes it this way. Maybe there's a specific scent memory that I have that that makes me pick this up, but it is Side Effect. Now, it doesn't smell like cola, just to be clear, but there is something in this opening that gives me an Orange Crush vibe. So I know this has a lot of rum, and to me it's so boozy that it feels like aquatic. It doesn't smell really a lot like rum, but I think with the spices and the vanilla, it gives me the impression of Orange Crush on the opening for some particular reason. I used to drink spiced rum and Orange Crush, by the way. Very awesome mixed drink. If you haven't tried it, it does smell or taste a lot like an orange creamsicle, if I recall. I haven't had it in a while, but really, really nice, enjoyable mixed drink. And something about this fragrance gives me that impression. So it is an absolutely gorgeous fragrance if you like cinnamon. Very beautiful cinnamon note in this one. It does have tobacco, but to me the tobacco definitely takes a little bit of a backstage to all of the other notes in this fragrance. It's much more of that boozy cinnamon sweet fragrance with a bit of a tobacco base. But this is an absolutely amazing fragrance. I really, really do enjoy this one. This is I think it is probably, at least for now, my favorite from Initio. It's hard to say that I haven't tried tons of them, and I haven't worn a bunch of the other ones. But this one, very good, does last at least that 8+ hours, so performance is very good. You can find it on the gray market, I think, for a much more reasonable price than asking price, because retail is pretty high for this one. So I would recommend finding a reliable person to get this on the gray market with. So that is the number 2. And the number 1, you must be wondering what could be better than Side Effect. Not sure it's better than Side Effect, but it's better than Side Effect for the season that we're going into, and especially spring. And as far as these sort of fizzy soda pop drinks go, this one is better, and that's Alexandria Fragrance's Hawaii Volcano Intense. And this is their intense version of Virgin Island water. And what I actually really love about this one is the lime note is really, really amped up, and what I get is like a fizzy lime soda opening that is just really, really gorgeous. And it does have, you know, all the other properties of Virgin Island water. It does dry down with that sort of creamy coconut and kind of tropical beachy vibe. But that lime note is amped up. And I do love lime notes in a fragrance. I think lime as a citrus is not used enough, in my personal opinion. You know, it's a beautiful, beautiful note and can be used really, really well. And in this fragrance, like I said, it has this very beautiful fizzy lime soda opening that works really, really well. Is a great spring fragrance. I think the performance isn't the best in the heat. It's okay, but if it's really blazing out, I would personally spray a little bit more of it, because it is one that I feel it kind of evaporates off the skin a little bit faster in the heat. But it doesn't become too cloying or anything like that, so it does still work in the heat, but it is one that, you know, in the high heat, it's not the best performer. But spring especially, fantastic time to be wearing this one. Anyways, that is my top list for soda pop fragrances, top 5. If I missed anything, if there's other soda fragrances, because I love soda fragrances, please do let me know in the comments down below. What soda pop fragrances would you recommend to me? What would you recommend to anybody who watches my channel? Let me know. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.